It's so weird and so satisfying at the same time to finally be sitting down on a layover in front of my camera recording again. So, hi, I don't know if you guys remember me. I used to be a YouTuber. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. For those of you who have stuck around with my absence the last 6 months, thank you so very much. For those of you that are new to the channel, I appreciate you subscribing with my absence. I do hope that you stick around for the future of my YouTube channel because I am back posting now. I didn't really necessarily take a social media break intentionally or announce that I was getting off Instagram or YouTube or all of my social medias. It just kind of happened. What really triggered it was me dropping my camera in Barbados, and it broke, and I did not get around to taking it to Best Buy to get it fixed. I actually purchased a new camera, which I'm filming on now, and it is the G7 Mark III, and now I have my G7 Mark II as my backup. I will link everything in the description box as far as anything I talk about in this post that I can think of. So without further ado, let's just get into the video. If you are new here, because of the way I set up my camera, it cuts the top of my head off, and that bothers some people. This is the top of my head, but I just feel like this is more engaging when I sit like this, and also I don't use any extra additional audio equipment, so I feel like my mic catches my voice so you can hear me because I am soft-spoken. So that is why I sit like this. So if that bothers you, I apologize. It's not going to stop. Okay, so like I mentioned, in August I went to Barbados for the very first time. Rihanna was there jumping. I didn't actually get to see her, but one of the girls I was there with did. I had a fantastic time. I put pictures on Instagram. I loved it. I had every intention of posting the vlog, but I didn't. So I don't know. There's really no excuse. I'm just a terrible vlogger. I still do have all of the footage, so maybe if that Barbados trip is something you're interested in seeing, just let me know down in the comments and I will attempt to edit that. I don't know if I actually ended it because I dropped my camera, and I don't remember recording an outro, but I'll see what the footage is. It's still on my memory card. Another thing that happened is we retired our McDonnell Douglas planes, so the MD-80s are gone. I can't say that I'm sorry that they're gone. They've gone to the graveyard, the plane graveyard, to die. It was never my favorite plane. I was used to flying on the MD-88s and MD-90s a lot with my previous airline, and the amount of times I was just struggling to open the jump seat or sitting in the princess seat, and you have that passenger that's like, so is this your normal route? And you're just like, okay. Yeah, I just was over the plane, but now we don't have them at all anymore. So I do miss non-revving on them though, honestly, because those seats were extremely comfortable. But I actually was on one of the final flights where we took a captain and first officer that had been on the plane for years, and they were going to retire that one and go on to the 777, I believe he said. And so it was like the plane's last flight, and they did like a little water procession for us. It was kind of neat. But yeah, so that plane is officially gone. I think I do have one picture with me standing next to the entire crew, so if I do have it, I'll insert that here. Let's see what else. If you If you see me looking down in the vlog, it's because I made a little cheat sheet. This is my cheat sheet. Yeah, it's an intro vlog, and I didn't want to forget anything. Plus, you guys know I tend to ramble a bit. So it's like, stick to the point, Ashley. Bam, bam, bam. Cheat sheet. Tell them this, and that's it. And then stop recording. All of my puppies have had birthdays. Daisy is my little Cancer woman. Benji's my little Virgo. And Beau's my little Capricorn. So I celebrated birthdays with all of them. I flew with 2 future managers, which shout out to you guys. One of them is going to Philly, and one is going to Miami. And we have flights where we train flight attendants. Some people call them OE flights. I don't know the names that everyone uses, but we actually had managers. So even though that they're not flight attendants, they go through a process with us as well, so they can work a few flights and see, hey, this is how it goes when you hear all these call lights going off, or the situation with the bathrooms being backed up, or how do you all find all the stuff in the galleys, and they can get some experience too and see kind of what we go through. So they were really fantastic. We all took pictures together. So the house that you might be used to seeing me recording a lot back in Louisiana, we're actually completely doing renovations on my childhood home. So Auntie has been dealing with all of that. All of the windows are getting redone, new painting, a new ceiling, wood floors, all of that. I had no idea. I mean, to a certain extent I did with renovations and how expensive they can be, but it's just like good practice to be there and kind of see what's going on and understand how stressful it can be. And going through that with her, like kind of being there here and there, made me 100% decide when I do purchase a house, which I am kind of in the process of starting, I want new construction, or I want a house that's already built. I don't want to do all the renovations. But anyway, that's been happening. I know some of you miss Auntie, or you guys haven't seen her on here in a while. If she wants to like be in a video, I'll ask her. But yeah, she's fine. Everything's going good with her. She's still at home with the puppies. And what else? So I actually did my very first special assignment with another YouTuber. He's like a big YouTuber, and he actually was on Big Brother season 15. I will link that video as well down in the description box. It was my first time doing a special assignment, and I wanted to do that one because it was a video. It's posted on American Airlines' website, like the official website, not my little like YouTube channel. I won't be able to for copyright reasons and everything, but you can go check it out if you want. I was excited to like kind of see like what it's like being on set and how they do everything behind the scenes, because it's so funny to me, especially because I am a YouTuber who sits down with a little camera in a hotel room and does my own production, quote unquote, when I edit on Final Cut, versus what it actually is like being on a real set. The team was fantastic. We had a PA that like contacted us about everything. They put us up in a hotel. We were on set all day, and it actually was my birthday, so they surprised me with a cake and sang to me. And it was, I don't know, it was really nice. But yeah, if you want to check that out, it is a super short video, and my coworker that's in it was actually one of the guys that's in the safety demo or he's actually in the seat back screens on the old uniforms. Now that we're switching to the new ones, they've already done the safety demo and everything for the new one, and I actually flew with a girl that's going to be in the new demo, so I'm excited to see it and how it turns out and everything. My uniforms have been at the house, and I need to try them on and see if I need to send them back as far as like fitting and everything, but we are switching to new uniforms officially in March, so I'm ready for it, so everyone can actually look very uniform. I know I get a lot of questions like, oh, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? And a lot of it is personal opinion, but for me, Etihad and JetBlue, they're still killing the game with the uniforms. Every time I see someone in that dress, snatched. Every time I see someone with the little scarf, snatched. I just really prefer those two. So with the whole uniform debate, it's not that I feel like I should say too much on it, because everyone's opinions are different with it, but I've also worn a uniform pretty much my whole life. The only job I did not have to technically wear a uniform was State Farm, and picking out what I needed to wear to work every day was stressful for me. I was just like, no, like I just want to be able to put on the same thing, not have to think about what I'm gonna wear in the morning. Even when I worked at Abercrombie, we had to wear like a piece from the store and like a plain tank top. I don't know. It was easy to get ready for work, but yeah, we're switching to the new uniforms in March officially, and obviously now that I'm back vlogging, you guys will see me in it. So I am in my college best friend's wedding, and I am her maid of honor. So that means planning the bridal shower, planning bachelorette, being there for her. So all of my days off, all of my excess time is going to her, and will be till her wedding in the summertime. So I'm very excited about that, very happy for her. She's living out in Denver. Hi, Priya! But yeah, I had no idea like some of the little details as far as what comes into planning a wedding, because as you guys know, I am no longer engaged. That is a dub. And so with seeing her go through the process, I'm like, oh, okay, this is what people have to do. Oh, okay, this, like getting the guest list and the dresses and all of that. So yeah, I've been going through that with her. Obviously, I'm very excited for her wedding, so I can't wait. Okay, so during the holidays, for the last 3 months, I actually flew reserve, which means I did not fly much. I preferenced it trying to buddy bid with someone, but I ended up doing it incorrectly, and so we didn't get our schedules on the same month like we were trying to, and that resulted in me flying reserve 3 months in a row. But I did not fly a lot, which is what I preferred at the time, because I don't like to fly when it's cold. But anyways, what happened to me? Christmas, was it 2 days before Christmas? I think it was the 22nd or the 23rd. I was sitting a wrap at home, and 7 minutes before the wrap was over, I got called for a trip. A 4-day trip. It must have been the 22nd, because I got back Christmas Day and got to spend Christmas Day with my family. But anyways, I got called in for this trip. I was devastated because I thought there was some kind of mistake. I was called for the purser position. And basically that means that you are the lead flight attendant and you work first class for an international trip as well as a premium destination trip, which is what we were flying. So out of Dallas, I don't even know, I couldn't even tell you what all our IPD trips are because I don't see those. At my seniority, they're untouchable. Sometimes you can swap into them, but even if you do swap into them, it's not for the purser position. So they were completely out of pursers. They actually have opened it up for more people to apply, but a lot of people do tend to call it on the holidays, which is why I got the trip. I get there, I can't even sign in. It's like, you're not qualified to fly this. It's on our Dreamliner, which is the nicest plane, our 787. I walk on and I'm thinking, oh my God. Well, I was supposed to go get paperwork from like down in the office. A manager brought it to me. She was fantastic. She was so nice. And I was like, I don't know why I'm here. I don't know what I'm doing. And everyone on the crew was like, girl, this happens. You're so, like, okay, so let me backtrack a little bit. We do have the option when these situations arise to swap out and say, hey, I can't do this, like I don't want to do this. Does anybody else want to volunteer to do this position? It is like when you do flight purser, you paid a lot more. Obviously it's international, so you're paid more on top of that, and then speakers are also paid more. I'm not speaker qualified, but for this position you didn't have to be. So they told me, they were like, we know you're a little nervous, we know you're working first class, you've never done this before, but we want you to do it. They were like, don't shy away from it. That happens to so many junior people. We're not a crew, because some crews can be mean about it, especially with their galley, and everyone wants to get to crew rest. Everybody wants to be able to take their nap, so that's like the motivation for whenever you're working these flights. I swear, crew rest is the most important thing. So my galley for business class or first class was amazing. She walked me through the entire process. She tore the galley apart and put it back together how she likes to work it, and she just let me watch everything. So she was like, okay, this is where you go to get the newspapers to bring out, give them their menus, ask for champagne. Like, they really just, we came together and they figured it out for me and walked me through it and didn't make me feel uncomfortable, because like I never want to be that flight attendant that's just standing there like, I don't know what to do, I'm not sure. And it wasn't even like I was given time to prepare and like look everything up in my tablet and try to figure out to go down the list, because I was called for this with 7 minutes off of a wrap with 2 hours to get to the airport. So I had enough time to pack, to look up the weather in Chile, and to get to the airport and attempt to like woosah and push through it. So we got there, we all went wine tasting, we went to the market, we went to another little wine shop, and on the flight, oh, I almost forgot about this. On the flight, Barry and Martel, I believe I'm pronouncing that correctly, Mr. Pedro, was on my flight. I had my Game of Thrones book with me that I was reading. He signed it from the Red Viper. He was so nice. He's in Narcos as well as The Mandalorian. But yeah, he was on the flight, and of course, like I was so nervous, and it's weird, like meeting celebrities, you get used to it, but I think because I'm such a passionate Game of Thrones fan, I was just like nervous. I didn't even ask him for a picture, and he was right there the whole flight. At first, like I was just acting very like, oh, okay, would you like anything to eat? He brought his own food and everything. He didn't want anything. But in my head, I was like, ah. It's you. So he was actually going home to be with his family. He did mention that. And then I was like,
I know, I saw your Instagram.
It seemed really intimidating at first, but it actually ended up being just fine. We all went out as a crew to eat. The captain paid for everything, our drinks and stuff, which was unexpected, and it was nice. But it's one of those things too, especially during the holidays, when you do have a good crew, you tend to come together and be each other's families, because hey, we didn't necessarily want to work this trip during the holidays, but we all did get to be home for Christmas, and I lucked up and actually got to be off that day. And now, especially with being based in Dallas, it's so much easier. Like July 4th, Thanksgiving, I'm missing a holiday. Halloween, I was off, but like I don't really count that one as much. And I forget the other holiday, but I've been in Dallas all of those holidays, and it's been really nice. And that like just being based there versus having to like double commute or triple commute to see my family. You can't beat that. For those of you that ask a lot too as far as what airline to choose, where should I be based, what should I do about this, if you for some reason can apply somewhere and not have to commute, it changes your entire quality of life. And for me, that's very important. I know people get hyped up on, oh, you should have applied at Emirates, like even if you only did it for 5 years. I just know it wouldn't have been for me, and I'm very happy with my choice and the quality of life. And also, I did mention too, I am in the process of like looking for houses and deciding what area in Dallas I want to move to permanently. So as far as the price of living, the cost of housing, even just for condos and townhouses versus an actual home, I've compared that to where I am in Texas versus when I was in DC on the East Coast, based there, night and day. And don't get me wrong, like I absolutely love what I do, but being a flight attendant isn't realistically a job, especially on a new hire salary where you can just ball out and just live lavishly on that salary. It's not. I don't ever mean to sugarcoat anything. I am a very happy person, but I've looked back in videos, and especially with where I am now in my life, and like, yes, you're just so excited about the job, you're ready to travel, you're ready to see the world, but like you're not gonna get rich off doing this. So I encourage people heavily to do their research when it comes to this and really make sure, because it is almost a sacrifice that you have to make and save up money to even apply for the job to have these benefits, to live at a reasonable, like, I don't know, just a reasonable quality of life. Like there are people that do quit because they cannot afford to be flight attendants. And I also do feel like this is the thing that comes with being older and aging and having been in this field for a while, is at first when I applied, it was all about the layover. I was swapping onto trips where 12-hour credit time. I was working four legs a day, which for Mainline, that's insane in the beginning, just because I was like, ooh, it's an 18-hour layover in Fort Walton Beach. I've never been there, because I was so excited for the travel aspect of it. But now shifting forward to where I am in my life, medical insurance is important. A 401k is important. Being able to save up and have something in my savings account for a rainy day if my tire pops. All of those things are important. So my goals and just what I want futuristically, is that a word? I hope it is. That has changed. So now I have this mindset of like, oh, okay, you know, it's great, the travel benefits are fantastic, but like, I need money. I actually officially do have a financial advisor, which I will be meeting with and everything more consistently when it comes to buying a home and investing. I have officially bought my first stock, which is so exciting. I had a coworker that kind of talked me through the basics of it and gave me some advice about it, and then a college friend as well that was like, oh, this is what I did, these are some apps I tried out. I don't really have like any insider scoops or information about that now, but if that is something you might be interested in videos on as well, because I am a newbie, a beginner, and I don't, like, math is not my strong suit at all. Ooh. If you do want to kind of know maybe what I'm doing with that process, just let me know as well. It's been nice, I'm not gonna lie. It has been great to not be on social media, to not feel like obligated to post or like edit or like respond to comments, because I really do enjoy responding to the comment section. But yeah, I'm tired of taking a break. I did miss YouTube a lot. I think because of where I am, I do know how much I can give and take as far as when it comes to social media. This, you know, it's 2020 and it's an animal these days. I look at the comments underneath my Twitter, because I am that person that's like, oh, this post was so funny, let's see what everybody is saying. And you have people that tear each other apart, that are laughing, that are hyping each other up, and everything in between. And everyone is entitled to their own opinion, but realistically, like, hiding behind a keyboard and hiding behind a screen is very easy to do these days. And even though I am a nice person, I do believe my social media is a dictatorship. I do have strong opinions, so I'm just like, if you don't like it, that's cool, but this is like free information. So if you feel some type of way, you know, it is what it is. But I am a nice person, but I'm also not nice all the time. So I do think with being a YouTuber too, that's not necessarily the popular thing, but I'm just not like, it's not always rainbows and butterflies and oh my god, everything's great and I'm traveling the world and this is like, bills have to be paid, things do go wrong, bad days happen, passengers will drive you crazy. Like, this is just, that's just the job. And so with 2020, I do want to be more like down to earth when it comes to certain things that happen on planes, because I do think it's such a good opportunity, and if you can figure out how to maneuver this lifestyle, it really is like such a huge life-changing thing. But also you just need to know what to prepare yourself for. So videos coming forward, especially for my new hires, especially for people that are in the process of becoming a flight attendant, because that's really what this channel is for. You will get the tea, you will get all the tea, which I left my tea and it's probably cold now. It is, it's fine. Anyways, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to all my new passengers. My YouTube channel is called The Pretty Passenger. I just want to clarify, I'm not referring to myself, I'm referring to my passengers, which is you guys. You are my beautiful, wonderful, amazing subscribers that have stuck with me since day one, and I do appreciate the love, the feedback. I do also accept advice, but understand too, some people give unsolicited advice and I'm just like, okay. So I do want to thank you guys for continuing to be so amazing. As every YouTuber says, we all feel like we have the best support group on the internet. I do absolutely love each and every one of you, and I do thank you for continuing to be here, continuing to keep this a positive space. I'm all about good energy and good vibes and putting things out into the world that you want to receive back. So yeah, if anyone has any tea recommendations, I am looking for some new ones, as well as book recommendations. I will leave my Goodreads profile down below. I have been sticking to my challenge. I completed it for 2019, and I will be completing it for 2020. But I'm reading the Game of Thrones books, and those books, you guys, they're huge. To me, I feel like it's more intense to read them than Harry Potter because there's so many characters. But yeah, we'll be reading those. But I am looking for recommendations as well, so feel free to leave those down in the link in the comments below. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye! If by any chance you actually stayed to the end of this video, if you are a real one, comment that you're a real one, and I'll heart it. Okay, bye.